And so here we are, and we want to know more about this album you just released. What is it all about? When do we basically have the opportunity to see you guys play it live in full? Are these things even going to happen? Tell me more about it.
What it's about?
Yeah, what's it about, Debbie?
Is there a running theme, or?
Not really. Not really. It was just recorded in a very short space of time. So it was 8 hours over a period of 2 days. So 4 days, 4 hours each day, even. And we kind of bashed out all the songs. It was very passionate. We'd been kind of practically living with each other weeks before we kind of decided to do the live recordings. It's all live.
More like months.
Should I say weeks?
Yeah.
Multiple weeks. And we've been, earlier that year, we were gigging in Italy. So we kind of built up a really strong relationship, and I think that sort of comes out in the music. Most of the takes were just first takes as well. But that's how it came about.
Are you recording to a click? I mean, it sounds very, very tight.
No click. No click. We're not about that live.
No.
Not right now, anyway.
No, I never will be, because I think the thing is, I mean, it's like the reason why we recorded it that way is because a lot of the classic albums that you hear were recorded that way. Now, that was obviously because they didn't have the facilities maybe that people have now. So like even like artists that are still recording now that were, you know, back from the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever, a lot of the time you'll hear the stuff and it's, you know, recorded in a more modern way, you know what I mean? And it's like, well, you know, we use Pro Tools, but it's like we didn't, you know, we basically tried to get an essence of what was there, and that was what they used to do, because that was what the technology that was available was. But also you'll find a lot of bands, they either go back to that or kind of maintain that, because, you know, we play live, you know, we played, as Debbie said, you know, we lived together, so we were playing like more or less, so we were playing like 4 or 5 times a week, like, you know, rehearsing and gigging, you know what I mean? So
impressive.
It was like pretty much, you know, we knew how we thought musically, at least.
We
you know what I mean?
literally lived in each other's minds musically.
Right.
We gelled that way.
So when you kind of do that, you create something that's really interesting, hopefully. That's the stuff that grabs people, and that's the stuff that we've listened to from other artists, prior artists, and that's why that stuff is so magical. It's not really just the time frame or it was done then, it's how it was done. So like when we went and did it, we wanted to capture the energy. We don't want you to come to a show and be like, this is a completely different thing to what we've heard on the record. We want it to be more intense and more powerful live, and it is, but it's still powerful because we're still pretty much doing the same thing on stage, except we're not in a sweaty room, probably smaller than this. You know what I mean? Or around these dimensions.
A few miles away.
Exactly. You know, just hammering it out. In terms of the actual themes of the album, I mean, you know, as I was kind of alluding to earlier, it's various different themes. So like Rockstar Shit is obviously dealing with the real life of a musician versus like the archetype of what a rock star is. Always is kind of, it's really just about contradictions, like in life and relationships, like, you know, trying to hold something together, but it doesn't always work out that way. Feel It was written because I haven't actually said this in public before.
Excellent. A scoop. Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Feel It was written about a girlfriend I had where it was like, you know, as usual nowadays, like everybody's on Facebook or whatever. So it's like you kind of try and avoid going to their Facebook, but you may find yourself on Facebook. And it's like you don't, and it's just that kind of, you know, there's lines in there that talk about that. It's like, you know, you don't really, it's like you want them to do well, but you kind of don't want them to do that well.
Honestly.
Just keeping it real. Like people don't, you know, so people should relate to that. You know what I mean? So it's that kind of vibe. Speed of Life is about like dictators and despots, and you can fill in the blank there as to whoever you want to kind of attach or put under that moniker. Innocence is like a slower tune. We really love that tune, actually. I mean, we love all the tunes, but it's a different tune, and it's like, I guess it's a ballad or whatever you could say. But it kind of, I keep trying to remember it, but chronologically, I think what happened is that, yeah, I think the Manchester bomb thing happened, and that kind of first started me writing it. And then the Grenfell thing happened a few weeks later, and it was like, oh, okay. So that kind of finished it off in a way for me. And it's just really talking about, it's called Innocence, and it's about questioning not the innocence of the victims, more of how maybe the media and how people in certain positions of authority act, and like maybe how they might want to try and absolve themselves of responsibility of things, or in the media case they might kind of exploit things, that kind of stuff. So it's that idea, but it's also then just thinking about, and giving out a little bit of compassion to people who've lost people and people themselves who have been lost. So stuff like that. What else is on the album? Wicked Right Now. Wicked Right Now is like all energy, but it's interesting because it's like it's got layers to it. Like it's kind of about the dictatorship thing in a different way, but it's more about worship. It's about the idea of again fitting into something and allowing yourself maybe to do certain things, or act in that kind of mob way. And that's the question in the song. Can I get wicked right now? So, that's what it is. But you wouldn't know that. It's more just like energy. But so, a lot of the songs are like that as well. Because again, I think with a lot of bands, you can listen to the lyrics and they give you a certain direction of where things are. But the music as well, though it may match the lyrics, it might just bring out particular emotions or things, and you don't have to really study the lyrics in depth. But at the same time, they are there. As is the playing, which is something I want to speak on really quickly as well, because it's like, we've put a lot into this record. Like, the drummer we were using as well. Well, not using, he was part of the band. Adriano, is an amazing drummer. Debbie's amazing on the bass. Like, I think I'm all right on the guitar. Pretty good, yeah. I'm all right. But I think, we put a lot of time into this, and, that's another thing. Like, for somebody who really appreciates music, I think they're going to really enjoy the album, because it's like, as you said, and, we're flattered that you say that, like, it's tight. It sounds like it's played to a click. It's not. It's just three people playing. And, I want people to understand that we spent a lot of time after recording in the mixing process, and a lot of time prior to recording in terms of just practicing and learning, and really trying to perfect our craft. So like, there's a lot of good playing on there, is what I'm saying.
Cool. Thank you very much.